hair brushing. So that's exactly what we're gonna do today. I got my hairbrush with me, same old good and faithful. It actually doesn't have the dots anymore. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. Okay. So you guys noticed that I took a long break. It's because I had to travel. And I had actually gone to New York, and then so I took a break, and then the week after that I wasn't feeling too good, and next thing I see, it's been 3 weeks since I posted, and so I went back, I edited some of the videos that I already had that just needed like editing, and I posted them, including a true crime. And I hope you're enjoying the true crime series. I've only been able to post like 2 videos, which is crazy, but I promise you we're just gonna keep this going, okay? So I'm actually just gonna do a whisper ramble today, and I am going to tell you about my most recent trip to the New Jersey, New York area. So what happened was we drove, I was with some of my family members, and we drove all the way to New Jersey, and that's a bit of a drive, like almost an 8-hour drive, 8.5 hours to 9-hour drive, and then including stops and all that, just takes a bit of time. That's about 2 hours. And we got there, and it was just a super busy weekend for me. I was doing some community organizing stuff, and so I was so busy running around organizing stuff. And that was like what I got there on Friday. There were events. I was organizing one of the Friday night events. I was also just making sure that all the people who had signed up to be there for the like conference-ish were there, and then all the people who didn't make their payments and stuff were making their payments. It was very frustrating because I was not initially the person who was responsible for that, but the person who was responsible kind of dropped the ball and really didn't communicate, and chips kind of fell where they may, and they fell on me. And add extra points to being frustrated is that I'm still dealing with like reports and stuff from that event till now, because again, the person who was supposed to be responsible for them, same individual, was out of town, so we're gonna call him T. Alright, so here's what happened on Friday. I get there on Friday. I'm planning like a little mini concert, and I have to go pick up some instruments and deliver them, and I'm driving in like the city, like So now we're under pressure and we're just doing the runaround. It was just chaotic. Meanwhile, one of the conference events has actually started and I couldn't even be present. Okay, so there's that. That's done and dusted. Oh my god. It just gives me so much joy to just brush this hair and take out the knots because they get crazy. But this is good hair. It's human hair. So it doesn't have too many bad knots and a good wash and flat iron will take care of everything. Anyway, so we are there, right? And that's what we have to do. And guess what? The toll's like, the carton file's not going through. We can't bill you guys for this, so we're not checking anybody in. What? It was like ridiculous. And what we did is we created these packages and we collected people's money, then we made the payments. And I think in the future we will just like do the whole discount code and have everybody go through the hotel anyway, because the heck, right? The problem is that we had like negotiated for the event space and the rooms as one go, so we'd gotten a great discount, and we most probably won't get that in the future. My mannequin is moving around, sorry. So anyway, whatever, the logistics were tough. So then so now we're standing there looking at each other, and the organization uses Bank of America to bank. So we're calling Bank of America, we're asking what's the problem. They're not giving us any real information. T, who's supposed to be there, is not there. He's still en route, he's still flying in, and he doesn't have like, and I'm pretty sure he's getting call like texts, you know, those automated texts of like things like card activation or something or whatever or the other. And so yeah, whatever, it didn't make sense because other people had access to the bank account. They called the bank said they're not seeing why they're not having an issue. As soon as team comes in, he came in at 8 p.m. by the way, I'm brushing. Anyway, at the end of the day we ended up having to put our own cards down, like 4 of us, to make payment for that. So just ridiculous, it's organized chaos. But when you're organizing an event, you typically like get to deal with the crazy behind the scenes, and the people who are participating in the event or attending the event, they don't see that drama. So I knew that, and I knew that I was gonna come out of this event overly a little bit more exhausted, a lot more frustrated than everybody else. So I was up late at night numbers, so they wouldn't let us in if we had too many male versus female numbers. Anyway, so this guy, we end up heading out, and okay, this is like we head out, we Uber out, we get to the city, we're looking around, nothing's popping up. We were looking for Afro-Caribbean, African type of club. We were trying, well, I was trying to wine and grind the night away. I was trying to have a good time. Oh, I remember now, I think I told the story already. So, I was trying to have a good time, knock back a couple of drinks and then just have a good time. Anyway, we can't find any places that are still open. Apparently most places like that are like kind of speakeasies. They kind of pop up and go away. And we meet this lovely couple or pair, I don't know. They're from, one of them is from Tel Aviv. I think both of them might have been from Tel Aviv, but one of them lives in Tel Aviv and the other one's like, she chose the flight attendant. Pretty cool girl. And we're like, are you guys looking for someone to have a good time? Us too. And then like we're like, let's just go to like a local spot, like a local hookah spot or whatever. It wasn't actually a hookah spot, it was just like a local spot. It was actually a really fun club, but the demographics were not so the demographics were white. It's so hard to say some of these things, but that was the demographics of the crowd. The music was it's like hip hop, 90s hip hop, 2000s hip hop, and a little bit of pop, like general pop music. So I was like, let's go there. So one thing I have to say is that why that like is a little bit important in this case is it was kind of like I can't describe it, but what I can say is this was not like EDM or a gay club or like place where people were dancing like crazy. It was more just like people drinking and chit-chatting. Really, it was really like that. But it's New York, so the place is still packed, right? The place is still packed, which is like the whole point. So we still had a good time. I got my signature drink, which is a Cosmo right now, and we danced a little bit. We had a good time. We thought we were gonna power up, but then it was late. Like by the time we got to that place, it was like close to 1. We got a couple of drinks, and really cute is that I got to see one of my, okay, this is so weird, but like one of my friends, he's not much of a drinker, and not to say he doesn't drink at all or that I am much of a drinker, but he only drinks when he's like completely comfortable. Like he's definitely like shy ish about things like that. Like he's not gonna dance, he's not gonna drink. He's that guy who's like almost always in control. And that night he had a shot with us, which meant that he was very comfortable, which was just like a compliment in itself. And then also, I'm so sorry about the background noise, guys, but I'm really not gonna like stop talking. And he also danced just a little bit. I think he's just self-conscious, and I don't have any problems with, like, he's already my friend as is. I don't have any issues with him never drinking ever again in his life and never dancing, because I feel like those are personal choices, and I always respect people when they make those decisions, and I acknowledge that alcohol is definitely a drug, and so if people choose to stay away from it, that makes so much sense, because all the people who are dealing with alcoholism, you know, started with one drink. But yeah, we just had a good time, and then we left and we actually went to get pizza, and we went to Basil's, I think artichoke or something like that pizza. It was so good. $6 a slice. It was some good New York pizza. I really enjoyed it. Like, enjoyed the pizza, enjoyed the vibes. Only drank water, went back, slept. So by the time we got back is that you actually pick up all the sounds from the street. But anyway, so yeah, that was like my trip to New York. We also went on Sunday to the Brooklyn Bridge for the first time, which was really, really, it was my first time being at the Brooklyn Bridge, and I think a lot of us first time being at the Brooklyn Bridge, and we had a good time. Oh my god, that was my neighbor. Never mind. But like, we didn't walk the whole bridge. We just walked enough, like, to take cute pictures. We just walked enough to take cute pictures, and then we had to leave because we were literally driving out that same day. And as always, Panera's chicken noodle soup saved the day. Like, I realized that I only like chicken noodle soup when I'm feeling really sick. And by Sunday, my immune system was shutting down. My body was shutting down. I could not eat because I was too exhausted to eat. You know, you really can't. You can't eat if you haven't slept. And you can't sleep if you haven't eaten. So I was stuck. I really didn't sleep the whole drive back. But I couldn't drive either. It was just like a waste. We made it home safe. I rested. So that was my little New York experience. I loved it. Funny little things that happened in the little place we were. There's this one guy who was like sloshed. He was just drunk, but not like falling down on the ground drunk, but like walking on air drunk. And one of my friends says in my native language, because we're all like from the same country, he basically says this dude is drunk, but he says it in our native language. So he says peso ya capera. And you guys, my neighbor is talking and I can hear him through the mic, and I hope you guys can't. But anyway, he says that, right? And the dude hears him or realizes that he's the one who's being talked about. He's like, I'm not that drunk, I'm cool, blah 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 blah. And he has a conversation with the guy. In addition, when my friend said it, he wasn't looking at the guy. You know those obvious tells that you're talking about someone. He wasn't giving them, he was actually just looking aside and kind of like said it underneath his breath, you know. And still the guy heard it. It was the most funny thing, because the guy like automatically realized what was being said. I think the guy was also just a little bit self-conscious about how much drinking he had done. So yeah, that was a little funny moment. The other funny moment is there was this little space that was